Even though Aurora and Florian are both Runeblades, they have very different playstyles, and generally this turns into a long and grindy game. Florian looks to drag the game out with cards like Plow Under, Felling of the Crown, and then they're also running a lot of defense reactions like Sink Below and Rootbound Carapace. This gives them the ability to block efficiently and settle into that mid-range role using solid disruption pieces. But the thing you have to be careful with Florian is he runs cards like Swarming Gloomveil and Malefic Incantation, which can turn into a lot of damage very quick and can put you as the Aurora player on the back foot out of nowhere. As Aurora, we're looking to put Florian on the back foot as soon as possible, utilizing cards like Exude Confidence to stop their defense reactions, and also cards like Channel Lightning Valley and Arc Lightning to draw extra cards and to do that split arcane damage that we love so much about Runeblade. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoy the match. Playing against Florian, and we are going first. I think the best play we have here is just to play Discharge, activate Grasp, and activate Aurora. And I would rather make that play than let them set something up. Like, they can put some cards into their graveyard here to start fueling their plan for decomposing. And I think I would rather just set up the Rune Chant and the Embodiment. We were pretty heavily rewarded by our play. We have Exude Confidence in our arsenal, which does like provide a lot of value for us. Germinate is pretty good. So what is this? XX. So they're going to do this X+1. So they're going to go to 42. Really don't know why they're making 2 embodiments. I mean, I guess it does give them the ability to block E-Strike with 1 card, which is pretty sweet. That is that's pretty cool. I will give them that. Static Shock on the bottom, draw a card. Let's see. Currently don't have a lightning card. I think we just have to get a little risky here and hope that we draw a lightning card. Since there's a Rune Chant coming in, this really like forces our opponent into the position of deciding how they want to play out their turn. Because if they want to deny us Channel Lightning Valley, they're forced to pitch a card right here, more than likely going to pitch a blue, and then they're also forced into the decision of how they're going to block out this turn. Drawing into the CLV is really good because it lets us pitch for the Starfall. Kind of wish we'd hit a blue there, but you kind of have to view the yellows as the same as hitting a red. It's just kind of how they work. So I'm assuming that they have a 3-block non-attack action in their hand that they can give me to deny me the E-Strike value, which would be pretty disappointing if they could. It's one of Aurora's best abilities, is that she makes it very awkward for you to block. Really? That is interesting. That is really interesting. Giving up the Face Purgatory very early on in the game. Okay. So we're going to pitch CLV to throw Starfall for 2. So basically, as far as like terms of like output or setting up, this is just a red as far as I see it. And then I think we want to throw the Exude here. Honestly, like, we have the ability to just deny them. I was like, there's always a possibility they can't block this out because they have an attack. They were able to. I wonder what they have in their arsenal. I wonder if it's a defense reaction. I think we'll just lead on the Flittering Charge here. Flittering Charge into Lightning Press gives us the ability to try and draw a card, and it also gives us Go Again, and it does present them with some awkward blocks here, so. Our opponent really thinking here. I am going to play the Lightning Press. We do hit with the CLV here. I actually think that we're better off to Arsenal this Channel Lightning Valley as opposed to pitching it to keep the other one around. I think Arsenaling this is a better play. Yeah, I think it's just a better play all the way around because we get to park this in our arsenal and try to set up for next turn here. Felling of the Crown. What are we looking at here? Put Gone in a Flash on the bottom. No, I'll put second strike on the bottom right, and we can use snaps with Gone in a Flash here. Yeah, I think that's a better play, a cleaner play here for us. I'm honestly surprised they didn't get rid of 3 cards there. Felt like it would have been better to get rid of 3 cards. So let's reveal Gone in a Flash. This is going to be 4, go again. And then if our opponent blocks 3 and decides to let this through, we'll just go ahead and play the Channel Lightning Valley. Try to get that extra card draw and try to start our game plan, kind of get rolling here, because we haven't really been able to generate a ton of the value we wanted to this point. It's been a little awkward so far. Drawing another Gone in a Flash is what I would call suboptimal, but I think it's okay nonetheless. We've played the CLV this turn, so we're just going to pitch the Gone in a Flash to the Starfall. It is kind of nice to know that we have already gotten their Face Purgatory out of the way. I mean, we're probably just making the play here, right? Like, just throwing 11 at them is really good. We are using snaps. You know what? We're going to throw Gone in a Flash, and I'm going to Arsenal the Discharge. Because Plow Under does, like, kind of hurt us for arsenaling, but I think we're better off to try and set up a power hand for next turn, considering we have a CLV in play. And that is a great reason to make the play we made, because it really gives us a lot of value here. So we're just going to say no blocks here, fall down to 32. They have a defense reaction, they're arsenaling, but it does mean that, like, they're like a little bit of a weaker hand here. They had a little bit of a weaker hand last turn by only throwing the Reaping Blade at us, which gives us the ability to have a 5-card hand when we already have the CLV in play, which is a pretty solid place to start for the idea that we're probably going to be able to connect and draw a card. Sink below, so they did have the defense reaction last turn. Makes sense. They did sink a card. Okay, they did sink a card. I am going to go ahead and play Discharge now and throw Rabble for 7. I would like to throw the Snatch for 7, but I think we're better off trying to push this on hit very early on in the turn. It's also nice because Bark Skin's not turned on, so we're not worried about that being a problem this turn. That's not really like on our issue list here. Okay. So they are going to give us Bark Skin. Wow. Color me surprised, boys. Color me surprised, because I did not see that coming at all. They block Thistle Bloom Life, which means they must be all 3 blocks the rest of the way. I'm going to throw Snatch here, and they give us 2 cards. So they did manage to take 0 damage that turn. I'm honestly baffled that they took 0 damage that turn. Now, they did give up 2 pieces of equipment, but I mean, what? We threw 4... and 7 is 11, 13. We threw 17 points at them, and they managed to not take anything there, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty good play. This hand's a little awkward. I think we're just going to double Lightning Press the Snatch, and then Arsenal whatever card is best for us. And if we draw blue, we can activate Aurora. Now, this screams Snapdragon Scalers, and I don't have it. I don't have it here, so... I mean, I have Snapdragon Scalers, but I'm not going to use it, I guess is what I'm saying. So we play Lightning Press. And then, I mean, we might as well just play the other one, right? Like, it just seems like a good turn to just try and go ahead and push this through. Maybe I do play Snaps. Maybe I'm just supposed to play... no, I don't think so. I think it's incorrect to use Snaps here. And we get to activate Aurora, Arsenal the Lightning Surge, and pass. This is E-Strike for buff power, so this is going to be for 7. We have Arc Lightning, Gone in a Flash, get it back into our hand. Starfall, Grasp, Lightning Surge, Gone in a Flash. I mean, yeah, this is a pretty good turn. We're pushing quite a bit of damage here. Like, really just... We're like, both of us, like, we're kind of sitting at that, like, even kill life total right now. We're bouncing back and forth, like, it's life parity. And I think... I mean, yeah, I think we're I think we're trying to use our Starfall to like really just get ahead here in life. Or I'm sorry, not our Starfall, our Arc Lightning. Arc Lightning really just looks to like put us ahead here from this spot. So we're going to take 2, going into 25, and then we have an Arc Lightning. 4 go again. We get to somersault this back to our hand. I am going to play this and not use Gone in a Flash text. We are just going to target this to come back to our hand. It might be better to actually just play the Gone in a Flash, or to play the somersault in the resolution step, because at that point they've already taken the damage or they've already played a reaction. They're getting less information from you, so that's probably better that way. All things considered here. They do have 5 cards going on in their banished zone, which is pretty good. Fate Foreseen. Our opponent is a very good mid-range player. They have done a very good job of like balancing life totals. Maybe I'm supposed to Arsenal that. Actually, I think I am, right? I think I'm just supposed to Arsenal this since we have the Crown of Providence here. Hopefully this isn't a Plow Under. It is not a Plow Under. We've been very fortunate with some of the things that they've had and done so far, so I'm pretty content with, you know, being lucky's just it sometimes. Sometimes it's just it. Like sometimes you're just getting a little lucky sometimes. Entwine Lightning, fuse with Sigil of Lightning, play Gone in a Flash, snap, play the Sigil of Lightning to get it back into our hand, Photon Rush, Gone in a Flash, Arsenal, Lightning Surge. Or it's play Lightning Surge, Arsenal, Gone in a Flash is actually better. Because we have the embodiment going in the next turn, I'm looking to try and set something up here. So we're going to lead on Entwine Lightning, and we're going to show the Sigil. The other good thing that's really going well for us in this game so far is that we have all of our equipment left, and our opponent only has 1 block. Now it is Bark Skin, which means it's blocking for way more than 1. Yeah, I think we're just going to give up snaps here. I think it's worth it, honestly. I have not played a lightning card, so like throwing the Photon Rush pretty much just tells them that we're going to be playing the Sigil of Lightning. So we activate snaps to give this go again. In the resolution step, we play Sigil of Lightning to return this back to our hand. Gonna have to refresh here. The cards are kind of just popping up and sticking. And then it is Photon Rush for 3 go again, which they do block. And then it is Lightning Surge. They know we have the Gone in a Flash, but I'm going to be honest, I think it's just better than Lightning Surge, so it doesn't matter. Plow Under is unfortunate. I really like, one of the things that I dislike about this card is that you can't interact with it. Like now they made it symmetrical, right? So that you, like, both players don't get to do it, but it is still unfortunate that it's so good at like not giving us an opportunity to interact with our opponent. 4 go again here to start our turn. We are down a card as far as deck size. I'm going to try and set up an Arc Lightning in my arsenal here so that we can just try to like have like a go wide turn where we really push a lot of damage. Let's go Starfall for 2 go again. And then I think we're just going to throw the second strike here. Them taking 2 actually lines up a lot better for us because the second strike comes in for 4 as opposed to 3 now. And I think Aurora is better than the Grasp here because there's always a chance that we draw into a Burn Up and Shock, just like this. I don't really know if we even want to play the Burn Up and Shock. I mean, I think we're just going to 10 here. Like, I think this is just a hand that goes to 10. I don't think this is play Burn Up and Shock. Gonna be honest, I really don't think it is. Like, I think this is a hand that really just wants to throw all of our attacks. We're gonna put the Burn Up and Shock on the bottom because we want to draw a card. And we draw into an Arcanic Shockwave, which is fine. This is 5 go again. We get to throw Ravenous Rabble, and then we get to throw E-Strike for draw card. Is probably the best thing here with Crown. It's just the best thing we're looking at this turn. They're blocking with the Bark Skin pretty early on in the turn. They must have a hand that's like kind of full of non-attack actions, I'm assuming. That's probably what they're looking to set up here. And they also have the Rootbound Carapace. Okay. So they still have 3 cards in hand. They're managing to block this out very well. Now they are out of equipment. So we're going to really do our best. Knowing that there's an Entwine Lightning on the top really makes me want to draw a card here. We don't get any extra value out of the Arc Lightning, which is unfortunate, but drawing a card does let us set up the Entwine Lightning in our arsenal here. Blocking with the Germinate tells me that their hand is going to be Arsenal, or their hand is going to be throw, or their hand is going to be make 2 Rune Chants and throw Reaping Blade. It's just Arsenal here. Okay. So we can activate Grasp and we can activate the current funnel. Or I'm sorry, we can activate Grasp and Aurora this turn if we'd like to. We also have the ability to throw the current funnel depending on what our hand looks like. Let's go Entwine Lightning, fuse with the current funnel. So it's going to be 4 go again. And they're just going to take 1 here. They are blocking pretty early on, which I get. Like, it makes sense. We'll go ahead and pitch the Blink for this. I am going to give the Discharge here. We're going to activate Grasp, and we're going to come in for 7 and 1 Arcane. I would be surprised if they pitched to actually stop this, but I was like, we'll see if they're going to play a reaction or not. They do play a reaction. And they do, yep. And we're going to go ahead and activate Aurora. They're just coming in for 7. I mean, this hand doesn't play a ton of offense. So maybe we're just supposed to block for 6. We can crown away the Sigil of Lightning here. And drawing into a Snatch is pretty good. We don't really have a Burn Up and Shock play, in my opinion, this turn, although we need it to turn on the Starfall. We're going to hope they don't have a defense reaction here. I think that's what we're going for this turn. I think that's really the best play we have here. They do have to give us a card. This feels pretty good. Yep, so they give us 1 card there. And then we get to go Snatch for 4 go again. They have literally had a defense reaction every turn this game. Like, it is actually insane how, like, how many defense reactions they're on. We're just going to throw the Shockwave for 4, because if they don't want to take the burn up, it forces, I was like, it either forces a D-react or it forces both cards out of their hand. I was really hoping that was going to be our turn that we wanted right there, to be able to, like, trying to dive all in on everything. Exude Confidence for 4 go again. It's Burn Up and Shock, Exude Confidence for 4 go again, into Shockwave, Fuse, Arsenal, the Arc Lightning. I mean, again, it's just another, like, it's just another hand that, like, really forces the issue. And now they can't play defense reactions, this Chain Link. Well, depending on how they block here, but more than likely they're not going to be able to play defense reactions, which could actually end up getting them here. This could be, like, the value turn we need. Hopefully they have 2 of them stuck in their hand or something like that. Okay. I was like, so they're thinking about what all to block with, which I think is correct. Man, I really want to push this because we can guarantee the on hit here, right? Yeah, this is just correct. I know that I want to arsenal the Arc Lightning, but I can guarantee, well, I guess technically if they have a defense reaction, they can play it. So maybe this isn't correct. Maybe we were just supposed to set this up. Wow. Literally every turn of the game, they've had a defense reaction. I've not seen a build of Florian that has been this hyper defensive. We are technically winning on cards because 2 turns in a row they've had to block with every card in their hand, which has been nice. We are going to arsenal one of the static shocks as well here this turn. So if I'd kept the Arc Lightning for this turn, it would have been insane this turn. And I had considered how they blocked last turn and what I should have kept and what I should have done, but I didn't think about it long enough, and I just ended up making a mistake there. It would have been better to keep the Arc Lightning for our arsenal this turn. It would have really turned our whole like turn cycle would have been insane here. Would have been very good value for us. So they get to go to 6 and make 4 rune chants, and then it's 3 and 4. We're going to take the rune chants down to 5, and then how should we play this out? So I can technically block 5. I could block with the Gone in a Flash and Somersault it back. I think we're better off to throw Gone in a Flash, Somersault it back, and then pitch Gone in a Flash for Starfall. And we have the channel to play out here. I think this is the better line that we have here. Using Gone in a Flash pretty effectively. We could also use the Channel Lightning Valley to be able to get this back if we wanted to. Unfortunately, this is one of the spots where this is one of the matchups where Second Strike is probably not as great as I would like it to be. I think I'm okay with just letting it go away, right? Because the CLV gets an on-hit here. That is insanely powerful. 4-8, or it's 4, and then we pitch this for this, so it'd be 10, or it'd be 4, 8, get this back, and then it's 10 either way. So it's the exact same turn no matter whether we pitch the Somersault or play the Somersault. I think this is the turn that we really like kind of solidify where we're at. We might just win the game this turn, to be honest. They're going to go down to 1 right here, because if they give up their card, they're just dead. And if this is the defense reaction, they're okay. But if not, they are dead. This game started out in a very positive light for us, and there are 2 reasons for that. The first reason is we saw 2 Channel Lightning Valleys kind of early. Now, we did have to pitch the third one to keep one around, which admittedly is a little awkward and not really where we want to be. But seeing Channel Lightning Valley early means we're going to get a lot of tempo, and we're going to be taking a lot of cards out of our opponent's hand. The second thing that really panned out for us kind of pairs with the CLV, but we chewed through basically all of our opponent's equipment in the first 5 turns of the game. Getting Grasp, Barkskin, and Face Purgatory out of the way that early gives us a lot of late game agency and lets us know that Lightning Press and cards like Electrostatic Discharge to buff our attacks are going to get way more value because our opponent's forced to give us multiple cards from their hand every single time we have one. Turn 9 going into turn 10 worked out really well for us. We took every card out of our opponent's hand except for 2, and we arsenaled an Arc Lightning. Now, Arc Lightning is protected here kind of by the Crown of Providence, but one of the things that's kind of weird is that Plow Under, we can't use Crown of Providence to be saved there. They also could have had Felling of the Crown to take a card out of our hand, but luckily our opponent just threw Reaping Blade at us, which meant that we were able to get all the value out of our 5-card hand and take almost every card out of their hand on the following turn, really pushing a lot of pressure and giving us good tempo. On turn 13, we led on the Burn Up and Shock, trying to get the Burn Up trigger to go through because it's a lot of damage to push through. You actually kind of hear me get frustrated on that turn because they had the Fate Foreseen to be able to stop my Arcanic Shockwave to stop the burn up effect. This is a good point for me to kind of talk about and for us to learn from. Even though I was a little frustrated, I continued playing the game out and I was still able to win. It's important to know that it's okay to get tilted, whether it's a casual game or a competitive setting, but the best thing you can do is take a breath, screw your head back on, and keep playing and still try to get there, even through a mistake or your opponent having very good hands. Turn 15 was a really solid play because it allowed us to go Gone in a Flash, play the Channel Lightning Valley to draw a card. We drew into a second strike, which let us go 4, 4, 2 into 4 one more time. And when your opponent's at 6, that's almost assuredly going to end the game that late in the game. Guys, if you see anything you think I missed, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.